welcome. If you're coming back, I appreciate that. Remember to subscribe so that you always know when a new video is available. Today, we are going to do a segment I want to call Kori's Question Box. I just thought of that. I was like, that's kind of funny. I like that. So, Kori's Question Box. Here's how it'll work. Sometimes when I'm tutoring, I use a box just like this, and it's filled with questions. And some of the questions are for the adults, and then I have another box that's just for teenagers, kids, and things. And I just pull a question, and that's how we start our conversation is with these questions. So that's what we'll do right now. Let's see. First question. Ooh, what would you love to see on TV that's not available? I have no idea. I don't know how to answer this question. Um, I usually watch shows on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu or Disney Plus, and I do like science fiction. So I guess I would like to see more science fiction shows that are of the caliber of like, you know, Star Trek or The Expanse. I love that show. Love that show. Or like, oh, what is that show? Altered Carbon. I really liked that show too. So I probably would pick something sci-fi because the other things that I watch are mysteries, and there's usually a lot of those. So that's Kori's question box number one. Let's pick another one. Besides your family, who has known you the longest? So besides your family, who has known you the longest? Well, that's actually kind of easy for me. I grew up with some people that I've I've known them so long that we call each other brother and sister because we were raised together. In fact, my older brother and her older brother are 3 days apart. Their birthdays are 3 days apart. We all were raised together, and I'm the youngest. There's four of us, and I'm the youngest of the four. But yeah, they've literally known me since I was born. In fact, their dad is the person who married my husband and me, did performed our ceremony. So yeah, literally since birth. that was that was pretty easy, right? Question number three. What will be hardest to give up as you become more environmentally responsible? What will be the hardest thing to give up as you become more environmentally responsible? Huh. Probably plastic. Isn't that horrible? That's horrible. Because I've traveled around, to other countries, so I know that things are different in other places. But here we're still pretty spoiled, quite frankly. And so getting back into the habit of using my grocery bags instead of using plastic bags, that actually probably will be a challenge for me because when the pandemic started, I wasn't allowed to use my bags anymore. The reusable bags, the stores weren't allowing us to use the reusable bags in the beginning. And so I had just really gotten that as a routine to do that. But it wasn't a stable routine yet. It wasn't a fully functioning, fully formed habit yet. So now I've spent a year not being able to do that, but now we can. And so I'm struggling to go back to using the reusable bags versus the plastic bags. So I would probably pick that. Question number four. If you were a doctor, which specialty would you choose? This is easy for me. If you were a doctor, which specialty would you choose? I would become probably a neuroscientist and study the brain. And I would want to study, at least initially, memory because I love to learn about memory and how we form and store memories and learning. So I would definitely do that. I would go back and study neuroscience. It's something that I research and study now just because I have an interest in it. So that's an easy one. If you were a doctor, which specialty would you choose? I'd be a neuroscientist who studied probably memory and learning. Oh, probably behavior too, because I already do that and like that. All right, last question. Question number 5. Here's the last one. If you had to quit your job to chase a dream, what would it be? That's easy. I already did it. So I used to work in training and development for a company. I did that for 10 years and it was fun. I loved it. But I needed a change. And so I left and I started my own tea company. And I had that company for 13 or so years. And then I decided to go back to school to get my master's degree. And I was studying educational psychology, which is where my master's is in that. And originally my specialty was neuropsychology because I love that. So I was doing neuropsychology and positive psychology as my double specialization. And then I decided that I would just do positive psychology as my specialization and study, on my own, learn about the neuropsychology and neuroscience that I was interested in. There were a few reasons I did that. But in any case, that's what I'm doing. And I write full time and I do a lot of research so that I can write the things that I write, whether they're articles or books. So I'm already doing that. Easy. That was number 5. So those are 5 questions for Kori's question box. And you can choose to answer all 5 in the comments or 1 or 2. It's up to you. You decide. And I look forward to reading everyone's responses. And like I said, welcome to the channel. Thanks for being here. And remember to subscribe. See you later.